Hello and welcome. We are now inside of the JVZoo seller's dashboard, and what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the process of putting together your sales funnel so that it will operate exactly how we've been talking about in this course. Now, you are going to need to have a JVZoo account. You're going to need to open an account and connect your PayPal account so that it will work. The other thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to create a product. Now, you'll notice that in the seller's dashboard, if you've never created a JVZoo product, you notice that I have 4 that I've created right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go into the edit function so that you can see what it looks like on the inside to create a product in JVZoo. Now, inside of this JVZoo product, you're going to notice a couple of things. The front end product, which is the one that I just opened, that's going to be your first product, the one that your buyer is going to see first. You'll notice that I have clicked the button that says allow sales. You'll also notice that I have here that the product currently is not showing in the marketplace. However, when I start this process, I'm actually going to click, and this is going to be yes, because I do want this product to show in the marketplace so that affiliates can find it, as well as buyers looking for products on specific topics. Now, I've just called this product front end product just for the sake of this tutorial. Now, obviously, you're going to call your product and you're going to title it according to what niche you are offering it in. Now, I'm going to go ahead for the sake of the example, and we're just going to change this to what we said a good front end price is. Now, as we move down the page, you're going to notice a couple of things here. JVZoo is going to default to a 0 commission percentage, payout percentage. And what you're going to do, you're going to change this to a default payout percentage of 50%. Now, understand you can go back when you have individual affiliates that you want to pay more or a higher commission. You can change them individually. So setting the default commission doesn't mean you're going to be locked in when you have one affiliate that you want to either consider giving 100% commissions or 75% or a higher percentage, whatever you're going to offer. We're going to turn off the subscription because this is the front end. It's going to be a one-time purchase. If we wanted to limit the quantity, we could do that. We're not going to do that in this front end product. We're going to leave it as is. We're going to allow it to generate unlimited sales. And as we move down the page, there are a couple other things that you want to take note of. Now, if you are challenged in terms of putting together a graphical sales page, you can use the JVZoo Instant Sales page. You can also use either a protected download to deliver your product, where you're going to send them a link and send them to a website, or you can send them straight to a protected thank you page. Okay, whichever one it suits your business, or whichever one that you can set up very easily. Now, one other thing that you want to consider here is that when you get ready to start recruiting affiliates, you're going to want to fill this in. We're going to talk about that in the affiliate video, so you don't have to worry about that at this point. Now, a couple of other things that we're going to just chat about here is the fact that when you say you're going to show your product in the JVZoo Marketplace, you do want to put your description in there, and you want it to be, to have the right keywords so that people who are looking for a specific topic in the marketplace will find it. You also want to have specific topics so that affiliates can find you also. Okay, so you're going to fill this information in. The other thing that you'll want to take note of, and we are going to be talking about in the autoresponder video, we're going to talk about the fact that every product that you create on JVZoo gives you the option of giving the buyer the opportunity to become part of your list. So in other words, this process happens automatically. The buyer makes their purchase, and they are instantly placed on your email marketing list. And that really is a powerful feature when you use JVZoo. The other thing, of course, is that you can include as a bonus a webinar, so that you can, if you place your GoToWebinar URL in that field that we're looking at right here, your buyer will automatically be added to your webinar so that they will be instantly registered. They don't have to put in another URL. And if you're going to maybe consider providing an opportunity for them to get another upsell or another opportunity to upsell on the webinar, I mean, you can do that. And so once again, JVZoo is an ideal platform for some of these reasons. Now, what we've just done is gone through the basics of putting together your front-end product. Now, there are some slight differences between the front-end product that you're going to be putting together and the upsells. And let's go over those things right now. So I'm going to come back to my dashboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside of the upsell or upsell 1. Right? And remember, we're just titling that just for the sake of example. You're going to actually create this product in JVZoo when you go in. Now, you are going to allow sales at the point of the launch. But the one thing that you're not going to do is you're not going to have this product showing in the JVZoo marketplace, because you want to make sure that the only people that see this offer are those who have seen your front end offer. So you don't want it to show up by default. You want people to see this offer once they've seen the front end, mainly because they're going to be connected directly to what you're going to offer in your front end product. Now, just a few other things here. One thing that you can do, and might be a smart thing to do, is when you have your buyer, and we're looking at the delivery method right here, we can send the buyer to a download page where they can get just this upsell product. But one great way to do this is to send them to a download page where they're going to be able to get their front end product and the upsell product. So in other words, you don't want them to have to hunt around in order to find your download page, or hunt around in order to find the page where they can download. If you are a little tech savvy, or you have a little capital to work with, you can actually have someone set up a membership site so that every person that buys, according to whatever level they buy in, they'll be able to get to the level in one membership site. In other words, you have one membership site, and if the buyer buys the front end and maybe the third upsell, that's all they'll have access to. And so you can have membership sites that are set up that way. If you know how to do them, you can certainly set them up. If you don't, there are people that can set them up inside of places like Odesk, inside of places like Elance and the Warrior Forum. Now, one other thing, again, you are going to want to set up your affiliate terms. However, when you set up the sales funnel, and that is what we are about to take a look at now, your affiliates will be able to apply for the front end product, and then they will automatically get access to promote this product also, which is connected to it. So that means that you're going to want to think carefully about how you set your commission payout. Because if you are going to give some affiliates the opportunity to earn 75 to 100% on the front end, and that is your incentive to them, well, then you can actually profit on this product or on the upsell, depending on how you set the percentage. And you want to kind of think through how you want to set up the percentages based on how your products are priced and how you expect to profit. Okay, but that's pretty much the setup, or the difference between this setup and the front end setup. And you're obviously going to be setting up products number 2 and 3 in a similar manner, but you're going to set them up according to what you are setting as the offer. So we've now set up a front end product, and we've now set up an upsell product, which you can then take these same steps and you can set up your upsell 2 and upsell 3. Now what we need to do is to move on and set up the sales funnel inside of JVZoo. Now what we're going to do is, when we come to the page, we're going to go to the seller's dashboard or the seller's tab. We're going to click on sales funnel. And that's going to bring us to the page you're looking at right now. We're going to start by clicking the button Add a Sales Funnel. We're going to then name our sales funnel, and we're going to name it, in this particular case, we're going to name it Funnel Overview, just for the sake of example. And we're going to click Save Sales Funnel. Now, when we do that, JVZoo is going to ask you for the front end or the first product. And for the sake of simplicity in this example, I've called this front end offer product. This is actually going to be your product name that's going to show here. So don't look for it to say front end. Look for your product name. Whatever your product name is and the front end, that is what will be showing inside of JVZoo. And you're going to click, once again, Save Sales Funnel. That's going to bring you inside of a screen where you're going to see what looks like a matrix or bracket. There's going to be nothing in the bracket because we haven't set anything up yet. What we're going to do now is come all the way to the bottom. You're going to see your product there. That's your front end product. And JVZoo is now going to ask you for an upsell and a downsell. Now remember, our upsell is actually going to be the same as the downsell. So we are going to set up this upsell and downsell literally as the same thing with this product. So in this particular case, here's what we're going to do. We're going to add the first upsell. And you'll see it now on the matrix. So let's think about what we now want to see here. What do we want to see in these two boxes? Well, when the buyer buys, we obviously want them to go to the second upsell. But remember, when the buyer does not buy after the first upsell, we want them to go to the second upsell. So in other words, they want them to go from upsell 1 to upsell 2. If they decide not to buy, we want them to go to upsell 2. So now the downsell, or what's called the downsell, after upsell 1, we want the buyer to see upsell 2. We're going to add that there. Right? After upsell 1, we want the buyer to see upsell 2. After upsell 2, we want the buyer to see upsell 3. And after upsell 3, we don't want them to see anything. Right? So we don't want them to see. Now, what happens after upsell 1? If they decide not to take us up on upsell 2, what do we want them to see? We want them to see upsell 3 in terms of our product matrix. Okay, so now we see it. The front end to upsell 1 to upsell 2, right? And whenever they see upsell 2, we want them to go on then to upsell 3. So now our matrix is set up so that this person, if they decide not to do upsell 1, they're going to see upsell 2. If they decide to do upsell 2, they're going to see upsell 3. But if they decide not to do upsell 2, we want to set it up so they will see upsell 3. Okay, now let's go over this. Let's make sure that we have everything. Now, one thing that you want to keep aware of, and JVZoo even says this, that the visual funnel may not show all the products or the exact flow. So where you want to make sure that you've got things right is this matrix. So let's take a look and make sure that what's happening is exactly what we want to happen. The buyer comes to your product and they decide to buy your front end product. What's going to happen is they are going to decide whether or not they're going to buy upsell 1. That's going to be the first thing they're going to see. Well, what happens if they decide not to buy upsell 1? they're going to then see upsell 2, right? When they see upsell 2, as you can see here, what's going to happen? If they decide to move on and buy upsell 2, they're going to see upsell 3. If they decide not to buy upsell 2, they're still going to see upsell 3. And of course, then after upsell 3, they're not going to see anything. So that is exactly what we want to happen. We want your front-end buyer to make a decision about upsell 1. Regardless of what they decide, they're going to see upsell 2. Once they see upsell 2, regardless of what they decide, they're going to see upsell 3. And that is exactly what we want to happen. We want them to see all 4 offers. They want to see the front end offer, and we then want them to see the 3 offers right after that. And JVZoo makes this easy to understand and to walk through and to set up. So now all we need to do is to make sure that our buyer actually gets the delivery of the products and services that we promise. So we're going to have to be careful about how we set up the download pages. But now they're going to see all of the offers that they are supposed to see. And that is exactly what we want to happen, because in so doing, we maximize our product. We maximize the opportunities that we have to generate income with one buyer. And that is the key to this process, is being able to give your buyer the maximum opportunity to see 4 relevant offers so that we maximize the customer lifetime value. And that's pretty much how we set it up in JVZoo. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video.